Some things that we do are disappointing. Some things just don't make sense. And some things are just disheartening. I want to share with you an observation I made today. As some of you may know, me and my companion, we went to the Pride celebration and parade in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And I want to share with you what I observed. It was a wonderful event and still is going on. And what I noticed is that there were a lot of churches and organizations and religious organizations that is there was there. Some were LGBTQIA plus queer persons, and some were just allies. But what I took notice of is that there was not one, not even one, black religious organization. Not one. None of the Divine Nine, no church, no association, nothing that was predominantly black was represented. And I found that very disheartening because many of the Q plus community support these predominantly black community, religious community organizations. And we have a intersectionality because we are black and gay, black and queer, black and somewhere in the spectrum of LGBTQIA plus. We're that, and we are black, queer and black. However, what I saw today is that there were churches, Unitarian churches, Baptist churches, UCC, United Church of Christ churches, Universalist churches, United Methodist churches, but not one black organization that was represented to say, we're here and we support you. God loves you and we love you too. No one. And that's the problem. So I pose the question to our people who are in the Q plus community. Why are we supporting these institutions, religious institutions specifically, that do not support us, that do not see us as equal and deserving of the same human rights as heterosexuals? Why do we continue to give our money, our time, our talent, and resources to people who do not value us in our totality, in our completeness? And so I would like to encourage all of us to rethink to whom and to what we give our time, resources, finances, talents to. Because the question is, who's showing up for you? Who is showing up for you? Who is validating you as a human and supporting your human right to choose, to live in freedom, to live authentically yourself? Now, granted, we have a lot of black people that are in, just for example, United Methodist Church, that are in UCC, that are in Universalists, that are in the Presbyterian Church. But there were none of our establishment that we helped build. Because that's the thing, we have helped to build these establishments. There are queer people in the choir, directing the choir, on the organ, on the drums, on the guitar, on all of these things. And all of these religious institutions, we pay our dues and we support 1,000%. But yet, we have to do that under a skies, or we have to do that and still are not supported only in certain aspects. And so I would say reconsider that. Put your time and resources in places and in people and in institutions that fully support you as your authentic self. Stop going along to get along and wishing and hoping these institutions will one day give you a seat at the table. Let them kick rocks and give them to kiss where the sun don't shine, and don't beg for a seat at their table, but honey, construct your own table that is for everyone, that supports, loves genuinely you and all those in your specific community. You can't say that you're for the poor and for other marginalized groups of people and that you support human rights, but then when it comes to those of a different gender orientation or sexual orientation than what society deems as normal, then all of a sudden you don't feel that you should fight for their human right, that they are less than. There's a problem with that. There's a problem with you. And you need to get yourself together. Now, I know I receive hate messages and under my comments and in my inbox, but honey, you can keep that. Because all I'm going to do is laugh at you, block, delete, whatever, because the problem is you. What happens? And I saw so many young people and older people, all age groups, but what happened to the young girl, the young lesbian or questioning girl who already knows within herself that she's queer, that she's a lesbian, that what she feels is not the same as her other peers? Today, she did not see one religious leader that looked like her, that represented her and her experiences, that says, I love you, God loves you, and we're here to support you. We're not here to change you. We're not here to preach at you, to condemn you. We're here to love on you and show you how to be free and live authentically yourself. What happens when the young boy, the young black boy, who's lost in the world, know that his gender orientation or his sexual orientation is not what the world deems as quote unquote normal? Today, he did not see someone that represented him and his experience, that could give him hope that you can come out from underneath society's opinions and being ostracized. Give them hope that you can be your authentic self and have a representation to see what happens. And so I say, many of our black institutions have failed us, and it's not okay. And we need to accept that and learn to move on to spaces and places where we don't have to fight for our right, but where we are accepted and loved and affirmed. And if it doesn't exist, create it. Because trust me, it's not just you that is having these feelings. There's someone else that is experiencing it too. And so that's why I'm going to continue. If our heterosexual brothers and sisters can cry loud against what they deem is a sin, I can cry loud just as loud. And I'm going to continue to do it so that our people will know that don't listen to the outside noise, because they still haven't left Master's plantation. They are just parakeets, still up in the pecking hen of slavery, still declaring nonsensical ideas. And we're better than that. I love you all. This has been Divine Discussions with Chief Apostle VSY.